Are you listening? Damn.
Welcome to another edition of the AFC North Talk. I'm here with two of the most impressive co-hosts on the AFC North Talk, and another one that is missing. Shout out to our guy Tony. He's recovering right now, but he's in the chat. I saw him in the chat. He's want to make sure we don't do anything and talk slander to those Steelers, which we are. But anyway, Ace, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, bro. Can't complain. Been looking forward to this show. Ready to do this mock draft. Ready to talk about some Sammy Watkins. Ready to just get into it, bro.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're good. And let's start right away with the Sammy Watkins news. Because I know you guys obviously don't see our shadow. We have our private, Twitter group that we bounce ideas. And these guys were like, Sonny, you guys need to sign somebody. And Ace especially can tell you, I was like, Ace, you know what, man? I don't care about no signing nobody. If they sign somebody, is somebody that can make impact. So then the Sammy Watkins news broke that they signed him. And, I thought it was a good deal. I don't think Sammy Watkins is going to change this offense. I was joking with a Raven yesterday in my live stream. And I said, like, yo, I feel like some Ravens fan thought that we signed D-Hop for some reason, right? Like, it's Sammy Watkins. Like let's lower your expectations. Sammy Watkins will have 2 to 3 good games in the year, and the rest he might be injured. He might not. You might not even see him on the field. Sammy Watkins is a good number 3 in a really good team. 2 in a talented team for the Ravens. They essentially is 1A, 1B with Hollywood Brown. Okay, but the one thing I will say I like is money-wise, I like, $5 million, $1 more mil in the center. I mean, that's cheap. Think about Willie Snead for us made $1 million last year. So obviously, is he better than what Willie Snead brought to the table? Yes and no. I think Willie Snead doesn't get injured. He was very dependable to be on the field. That's not what Sammy Watkins does. I do think, in my opinion, I love Duvernay. I love him last year. I think the Ravens want to give him a shot in the slot. Sammy Watkins, they want him more on the outside with Hollywood on the other side. So in that case, Willie was not great on the outside. He was more of a slot guy. But I would like to see, what do you guys think? I know nobody's scared in the AFC North of Sammy Watkins. I can tell you that right now. But Ace, what were your thoughts when you saw the Sammy Watkins news?
I think it was what we were looking for. The Ravens, I felt like they had to at least get a guy in there that people were familiar with. It didn't have to be a super big name, but especially after striking out with so many corners, I think that they land a great one in Sammy Watkins. The fact that this guy is still literally the same age as Tyreek Hill, who's I think he turns 1 year older than him when the season starts, is just kind of mind-blowing in itself. But Sammy Watkins, he hasn't been a guy that lived up to the hype, right? Because you have to think about the Bills trading up to get him on draft day, and him coming out of college, he was a dynamic receiver. And the last time he was a number 1 essentially was with Buffalo. And he was a solid receiver, but he just couldn't stay healthy. That's just kind of been the knock on Sammy Watkins his entire career. Is able to get with the Chiefs and does some things there. I believe he was also with the Rams for a little bit. And I think from my understanding of this deal with it, for the money that you paid for him, I don't think that it's a bad deal at all. I think it's a positive. You didn't have to pay much for him. It kind of is like a 1 year prove it deal. It gives him an opportunity to show if a guy like a Sammy Watkins can exist in this Ravens offense, which we heard has not been ideal for free agent receivers. So I think it's a win-win for both sides. The only downside is that, can he stay healthy? We're still saying that. We've said that for the most part of Sammy Watkins' career, but it is a clear upgrade. I think now you definitively have a guy that you could have Sammy Watkins, Hollywood Brown. And if you go into the draft and you still get one of those receivers because this is a loaded class, I think that is a much more respectable Ravens offense. And I think Miles Boykin, I think it's just time to really move him to the back, honestly, with that. And I think that you have some dependable guys that Lamar can depend on. And with Sammy Watkins also being a speed guy as well, it'll be interesting to see how it works out. But I think that it's a great move for the Ravens.
Okay, so Ace has more faith, I will say, than I do from Sammy Watkins. But I would like to know a Q. Q, what do you think, man?
It's an interesting signing. And if that's all they're going to do from veteran standpoint to that wide receiver room, I think ultimately this is kind of disappointing overall for what the Ravens want to do to that room, or not want to do, or for what fans wanted them to do. Now, there are some positives to the signing. Look, if Sammy Watkins stays healthy, this is going to be really good for Hollywood Brown, because Hollywood Brown, the pressure's off of him. He doesn't have to be running the routes in this offense that have these high degree of difficulty catches that he's just not capable of making consistently. He can make them once in a while. He can do it here and there. He's just not somebody you want to rely on. The biggest issue right now with the Ravens is that what if you do stop the run on 1st and 2nd down and it's 3rd and 10? You drawing something up for Sammy Watkins at that point? You know, that's never been Sammy's thing, is dependable. He's been more of a big play, gas you kind of guy his entire NFL career, but he's never been somebody that you could just, you know, if we need one, we can throw him in the slot and get a quick little under route to him. And that's a little bit concerning there for the Ravens, right? What is their 3rd down option? They got Mark Andrews. You would like to have a little bit more variety in that passing attack. And again, you lost something with Willie Snead that I don't think you're going to be replacing anytime soon, because I don't have faith in any of these wide receivers, young wide receivers on the Ravens roster panning out like expected, because we got to use historical context here. And I know it's going to make Ravens fans mad, but point me to the Ravens wide receiver that's really developed in the Ravens system in the past 10 years. It's not worked out that way. Bashard Perriman, all these guys, you know. So that's been an issue for this organization. It's okay to admit that it's an issue for that organization, Raven fans. But it's also something that, you know, they have to be wary of. And when you let Willie Snead go, you know, you're losing something. You didn't really adequately replace it. And now you got Sammy Watkins, who does bring a different dimension to this offense. He's somebody who can be a legitimate number 1 receiver, somebody who, if he does stay healthy, can be a guy who, you know, can get you over 1,000 yards and can have a renaissance. It's just the question of, when is he going to stay healthy? Because if he doesn't stay healthy, you have essentially a worse wide receiving core than you had last year, because it's pretty much the same deal except for no Willie Snead, and you lose a lot of dependability when you ex-nay Willie Snead and kind of replace him with Mr. Undependable Sammy Watkins.
That is fair. That is so fair.
So it's just, that's the question, right? Who's going to step up? Who's going to be that dependable guy? Because that's something the Ravens have not been able to draft almost since their inception. So are they going to find one in this year's draft? You know, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Duvernay is that guy. Maybe he does step up into that role. But until it's proven on the field, it's a giant question mark.
You know what? I might have to order myself a Duvernay jersey here.
They make those?
You can make any jersey. Come on. You can just
you gotta make it.
You gotta go to the mall to get that made.
You gotta send in a special order for that.
Hey. Well, it's not time for bold predictions. But you know that will come at some point.
If you want to get a Duvernay jersey, you gotta get one of them bootleg NFL jerseys. Got like Reebok on the corner. Like, how did Reebok make NFL jerseys? Like,
this is what I'll say. So this is my nephew play on the review talking about North Carolina A&T is the best HBCU ever. That is wrong, sir. We all know that it's all about the Rattlers.
Wait. So to be fair, my guys, I don't know much about colleges, historical, anything. I'm from Puerto Rico. I think by this point, most of you know that. So most, other than my Puerto Rico little bubble of colleges, but if I'm not mistaken, isn't this the one that they say Aggie Pride or something like that?
They do.
You
They
see,
do.
one of my friends from
They're
Florida.
the one with the banging marching man. You know, they
No.
They taught me that. They taught me
We're
that.
not
They
gonna
did
do
tell
that.
me
They the
that.
one,
Because the best band in the
their
land.
line was based off of, right?
This
You know,
is
Nick
the
Cannon.
best band in the land. When you watch it on the Super Bowl, when you see them at the presidential inaugurations, that is the marching 100 of FAMU. North Carolina A&T, they're probably the great value marching band version.
Wow.
Let's just leave it there.
Play on the review. I got you, man. Aggie Pride, man. Aggie Pride. I got you. I got you, man. Look, I learned that. I had a coworker, and she taught me a little bit about this, a little bit of history, Howard, and all the other stuff. And she used to tell me like Aggie Pride. Like she told me like anytime you see somebody from NC A&T, you say Aggie, and then
I don't know. NCAA, they getting international. Y'all, I never heard a dude from Puerto Rico talk about FAMU. Like, y'all down the street, too.
You see? You know what I mean? You see?
Hey, by the way, when we talk about HBCU,
LeBron talking about us. That's all I'm going to say. We got some LeBron signature shoes coming our way. That's all I'm going to say.
Also, like when we talk about HBCUs, nobody ever brings up Bethune-Cookman. Shout out to Bethune-Cookman. Nobody talks about.
We're not shouting them out. We hate them. That's like the Steelers.
I know what you're talking about.
You mean BCC? They just became BCU about 5 years ago. We still call them BCC.
I had a homeboy from college that lied about being on Bethune-Cookman's football team, and then when I saw what their record was, I was like, "Why would you even lie about being on that team? Like you could have said you was on one of the good ones. Like say you were Grambling. I know Grambling. Why you say Bethune?"
Right.
Okay, so Misfit Culture. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the donation. Bump that mighty OH. I don't know what he refers to.
I'm talking about Ohio University, Athens, Ohio. I think that's what
okay. Yeah, because you see, again, I don't know much. I just happen to know NCAA. I just happen to know it was more condition. Okay, so going back, so 3-10. 3-10. The Ravens with Sammy Watkins, and I agree with Quincy 100%. If he's healthy, right? That's the biggest if with Sammy Watkins. When he's in the field, he's decent. I don't think he is the receiver that people thought. Obviously, he was not the guy that Buffalo traded picks to get. But he is a decent receiver.
Traded that pick to Buffalo. I was mad about that back in the day.
Sammy
Watkins.
Oh, this is what I wanted
Sammy
to say.
Watkins was going to be amazing. Go ahead, Ace.
Before we were derailed, if Devin Duvernay has 800 receiving yards next season, I will buy a Devin Duvernay jersey and wear it.
Where are y'all finding these jerseys for Devin
Duvernay? I will make one because I'm going to have
to
make one. I'm going to have to make a custom jersey, and I will do an entire show in this jersey. So if y'all are listening, mark this in the comments. That is what the bet is. If Devin Duvernay has 800 yards receiving, I will wear a Devin Duvernay Ravens jersey for an entire show.
Might take a minute for me to get my Duvernay because I'm in the UK. But I'll get myself a Duvernay. Don't worry.
And I'll send it to Sonny. I'll send it to Sonny after I'm done. If I have to wear, it's not coming though, Sonny. So don't expect it.
But what I was gonna say is 3rd and 10, right? We were talking about 3rd and 10. The thing is, you have the weapon, right? It's passing situation. But if you send Sammy Watkins deep, you said in the case of Duvernay in a drag route, and you have Mark Andrews commanding that middle of the field, and the defense relax a little bit and play back, you still have Lamar Jackson. I see him taking 3rd and 10 and making it a first down. So having another dependable receiver, that adds that element. I'm not, again, really need ... Will he be healthy? That's my big thing. With Sammy Watkins. ... Will he be healthy? And that is the problem with Sammy Watkins. I hope so, but am I convinced that might happen? Nah.
Quick question: was Greg Roman in Buffalo when Sammy Watkins was there?
In his best year, Greg Roman, baby.
Okay.
Roman, baby.
Who was throwing the ball? Tyrod?
Tyrod. Yes, it was Tyrod. It was Tyrod. So yeah, I think, look, $5 million. I mean, it's not like the Ravens broke the bank for Sammy Watkins. And when he signs for $5 million with the Ravens, that also tells you what the league was thinking of Sammy Watkins, right? Like the Ravens strike, which again, Ace knows. I said like I'm happy that we didn't get T.Y. Hilton. I was not a fan of that 3-year deal. I don't know how much guarantee was it, but I was not happy. But Sammy Watkins, $5 million is better than 3 years of Ty because Ty Hilton, I think he is on the downside. And if they were guaranteeing a lot of that money, I think it wouldn't be good for the Ravens. I think the Ty they probably guarantee 1 year, which is probably why he said, "Well, the Colts are offering me more on the 1 year deal than per year basis the Ravens are." So you know what? I mean, the Ravens, they're not moving the needle with this pickup. It's not like it's groundbreaking. So it was for me, the signing, it was more of a meh signing. I know a lot of Ravens fans were very excited. I thought it's good that we added a veteran. I think we should add another receiver in the draft, especially in this class. But I was not like, oh my God, we got it. Here you go. Nah. Nobody is game planning for Sammy Watkins. I don't Browns ain't game planning for Sammy. Bengals is not, and not the Steelers. But hey, here's for Mischief says, shout out to Ace for being on Mischief Culture TV and Quincy. The audacity to say IO. To not say IO.
That's what he was saying. OH, you supposed to say IO. I said IO.
Okay, I gotcha.
Quincy to move to Atlanta now. And he just getting brand new now.
Look, man. Look. First of all, I my bad on not saying the IO. It's more of an Ohio thing, but you know, Ohio State fans be, y'all be on me. But you know what? It's weird. I used to be an Ohio State fan as a kid. Now I'm not because I don't really watch that much college football unless I'm scouting stuff. And it's just like the only thing I've retained from being an Ohio State fan is just a hatred of Michigan. Like, I just think it's funny to make fun of Michigan. I think Michigan is the funniest university of all time. I think it's hilarious that they got the wrong Harbaugh brother down there. It's just funny to me that Michigan is a joke. Huh?
They call it that
team up.
Whatever. They just wear losses. That's what they do. They just wear straight L's. They're like little brother on the video game when you give them like the bad controller and they be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you this time. I'm gonna cheat code," and you just unplug it and be like, "Oh, you ain't winning." That's just Michigan, an unplugged controller. That's what that university is.
That team up north. But one thing I want to talk about is that team down south. And you guys know that we're sponsored by Manscaped. And right now, they're running a great special there where you had the 2021 lawnmower, the 3.0 perfect package. We all received it ourselves. I cannot say much more about this stuff. You got the anti-chafing ball, the deodorant and moisturizer. You can put deodorant that you already put on your armpits on your balls. Yes, they make that now. So you don't have to be musty or anything like that. You don't have to worry about anything in terms of that. You can get 20% off with free shipping with our code. So you see the code right down there on the bar. It's AFC North Talk. Please be sure to hit that up. This is the actual last day that we're doing a trial run with that. So we would really appreciate it if you guys do help us and sign up for that. We needed to hit a goal of 10. I'm not sure if we met that yet, but you also get some cool boxer briefs. They're the most comfortable boxer briefs I have ever worn in my life. I am not capping right now. Like, I almost felt like a performance, like those performance pants. That's what those are. It's like you just entered the matrix when you put those underwear on.
But no sagging, no lacking right there.
No sagging, no lacking. You don't have to worry about nicks and stuff like that. They'll get you right. Get your manhood right. That's all I'm going to say. Get your manhood right. You can go to the barbershop and get your cut. Some of you guys even probably shave your nose hairs. You can't be doing all of that and not shaving your bald hair. So please be sure to check out manscaped.com/promo AFC North Talk.
Yeah, I will say this too. My guys.
Manscaped will have your balls smoother than Michigan's win column. That's what I'm saying right there.
You guys, some of you guys have reached to me separately, like, hey, how can I help the show? Well, one of the ways you can help is helping yourself. Go ahead, hook yourself up with C. Hopefully lining down and more stuff open. Hey, you have to have your game ready. You have to have your game ready. So go ahead, Manscaped, promo code AFC North Talk. We have here a donation for FR this mess. I can, but I know he's a fellow Puerto Rican because I did see that in the comment section. So shout out to you, Boricua. Why NFL goes 17 games and not 18? How are the Cowboys supposed to go 500 year after year? Well, they're gonna go under 500 now. We can talk about this. And shout out to you for the
No,
donation.
they can tie. They can go 8-1.
Oh, that's there you go. There you go.
8-1, baby. The dream is still alive, Cowboy fans. And you'll probably win your division with that record.
The end of the Jeff Fisher 7-9 era is what I'm calling it.
Yes. So by the way, super chats are available. So wait for you to interact with us. We guarantee we acknowledge your comment, acknowledge or answer your question. So make sure you do your super chat. Also, if you can't contribute super chat, we understand. Just hit that like. Just hit that like as a way also to help us rank in the YouTube algorithm. But let's talk about the 17 games because I forgot that that's something that we have for today. 17 games. We in the AFC North are playing the NFC West, right? So the Ravens are getting the Rams. The Steelers are getting who are they getting?
Steelers are going to get the first place team, so they're going to get
Seattle, right?
Well, Seattle.
No. Yeah. We got the Rams. You guys get Arizona, which right now looks like the better team, although with older players.
Y'all get Mac Jones.
You getting the 49ers, man. 49ers. Unfortunately, that was for people watching. If you watch my channel on New Stripe City, you remember last time what happened when I flew all the way to Cincinnati for us to take on the San Francisco 49ers. It was bad.
That D-line's coming back, right? That D-line will be ready.
D-line's coming back. I don't want to see 49ers.
Last year they were injured.
Week 17, I guess, or week 18. I don't know. This is all new to me.
I still haven't figured out
what's the new 7 and 9. What's the new 7 and 9? Look, is it 7 and 10 or is it 8 and 9? I don't even know. I'm confused.
This is the big thing. The NFL cannot have that last game to be this game because it will be irrelevant.
That's what they said they're going to do, right?
Yeah,
I know. The preseason game, I think.
In my opinion, they should start with this week 1. Make this week 1, and then keep the conference for the last game of the year. I think that still makes way more sense. It will still be meaningful because right now, if the Ravens have, or the Browns, or any of the AFC North teams have a spot locked down, a loss against the NFC opponent is still like of all your losses, that's the one you want, right? If you're gonna get 5 losses, take it against NFC teams. That's the ones you want.
That's my problem with the how this is being implemented, right? Is just it's being tacked on. I get why it's tacked on this year. If they continue to do this, and if they do the plan that they're talking about, the international week for the last game of the season, boy, is that dumb. Like the capital be dumb. But because nobody's trying to go travel 12 hours and then play a playoff game the next week. But like the ending the season on this interconference game is kind of stupid because you're going to have this super anticlimactic build where it's week 16 or game 16 or whatever you want to call it. That's still going to be the most important game. So you're going to play that game, you're going to get in, and then you got this purgatory week you just playing where it's like it feels very tacked on because it's going to be a lot of tiebreakers that were settled in week 16, and now you're just out here playing another game. Like, it just doesn't make a ton of sense how they implemented it. But, I get it. They can't just move every game back a week. They got all of these like business deals and leases all to work with the buildings that they operate in. So it's like harder to do that. They got to tack it on for the end of this year. If they do this at the end of next year, when they got a chance not to do it like this, it's certifiably stupid.
But Q, they haven't come out with a schedule yet. I understand that if the schedule is out, we know the opponent's schedules are not out. They could put it wherever they want. And I think they can just make it week 1. Let's make this the week 1. This is how we're gonna open with this random shit.
I think what they're doing is they're supposed to be getting rid of one of the preseason games.
They are.
And starting so essentially I'm assuming this is what I'm assuming.
No, they're pushing the Super Bowl back a week.
So they are pushing it back a week. I thought it was going to be that they're going to start preseason.
No, Super Bowl's getting pushed back a week. So this is just being slapped on to the end of that. So I don't know what they're doing with the extra week. They're just probably just going to have training camp that week.
Are we still doing the weird playoff thing too? Do we have more teams now?
Yeah,
we're still doing the 7 playoff games, and then we're going to have this weird bonus. It's going to be like the Pro Bowl for a lot.
Do we do 2 by weeks? Are they doing the 2 by weeks, or
nope.
They just? Week 17 is super dumb. They're just gonna if you're locked in again. NFC loss for all your AFC North, right? We are in AFC North. All that week 17, if you say, well, we're going to lose 5 games, right? At any given year, the Browns, Ravens, whoever, let's say you're going to go 12-5. This is week 17 is one of the last one. It's against the NFC. It's the least important of your losses. So
you're not gonna see Patrick Mahomes in the last. Patrick Mahomes is getting 2 bye weeks for the rest of his damn career. That's what's happening.
Yep. Okay, so here, let me take some of the donation. John, thank you for the donation. Shout out to Josh Allen getting his new line signed. Bobby Hart. LOL, Team Sewell or Team Chase.
Good luck
and
with that.
Even better here, Kershi Bart. Shout out to you just donating, man. We appreciate that. Thank you for everybody that is here. And again, we have over 200 people watching. Make sure you just look. It takes you a second. Hit that like. So yeah, the NFL. It's gonna be very interesting. Not only where they're gonna put this game, if it is week 17, how is this gonna affect salary cap? Right? Are the players getting an extra check? Like right now, if you're a player that got yourself a big signing bonus, right? And you got yourself a 1 million just the base salary. If they're gonna just extend your money by whatever your base salary is, they're gonna be a lot of pissed players, right? Because if it is 1 million divided by 16 and just add that to the 17 game, that's gonna be so there's a lot of players right now complaining about that. There's not a lot of details. It's just for me, it's just interesting how this whole dynamic is going to work.
You know what's hilarious? It's going to feel like a regular season preseason game. Essentially, the way it's lined up is because you're just going to see a lot of the backups out there, except for this game technically counts, even though like it's not. Like there are ways to do this. I'm not saying 17 games is bad inherently. You can do this well, but like it just with the NFL, they implement things very poorly. They don't think things out. They just kind of, all right, we need a 17 game TV contract. They're not being real thoughtful about how they're going to add this in here to make sure. But it just feels like they spent the last 5-6 years really building something beautiful for the last week of the regular season, having that be a division game. These are things that they all kind of just added in the last few years to really make that last week be really important. I think they've actually been successful at that. And now they've done the equivalent of grabbing a crayon and scribbling it all over and 17
money.
I mean, it's just, come on, man. Just I don't get why they're doing it this way, but yeah.
Look, the reality is the 17 game, the problem you have, we're not saying here there's not going to be a team that needs to win in week 17 to make the playoff. It's probably going to happen. The problem is that team playing against a team that team matters. That's the problem, right? Like, let's say the Browns need that win and get in week 17, right? Or the Ravens. Okay, the Ravens will play hard, but the NFC, in this case, the Rams might be locked up. So the Rams are like, we're just going to put the backups. Ravens are going to get a W, and everybody's going to move on. So the probability that you're going to have a good game, like an actual good game, those chances are
kind of playoff game that they love to put on Sunday Night Football. Exactly. That's literally winning you get in for both teams. Exactly. That does not exist now. Like that's over with. The last week, like there's very rarely going to be you know how much things have to come down for it to be winning you get in for both sides in an interconference game. It's almost impossible. So it's just, you had this almost of a guarantee with these division games that you're going to have winning you get in no matter what. And, congratulations, NFL. You played yourself.
Yeah, I don't get it. I still don't get it. Let me add here, my guy. The boy's a delusional Steelers fan now. It's all about love here with Tony. How you doing, man?
I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, man.
All right.
I heard that you saw the Steelers roster and immediately went blind and won.
Yeah, exactly. I saw the fact that the Steelers signed Kalen Ballage today to be their new running back, and it immediately gave me, my eyes were bleeding from just reading that tweet.
I saw some Steelers fans saying we don't need a running back no more. We have no need of the running back.
Champion.
Yeah, listen. if you know if the NFL is adding a 17th game, they could add a 5th down for the Steelers offense. They might get some more first downs this year because Kalen Ballage is 2 yards of carry. It's going to take a while to get 10 yards.
Tony, why extend the pain on your side of the field? Like, why would you want them to have a 5th down just so they can run the same direct snap to deep?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. The Steelers should punt on first down. It'll ease us all the pain.
Keep the defense fresh.
Oh man! So Tony, what do you thought? Very quick before we go to the mock, what do you think about that 17 game?
Well, it's interesting that they added this 17th game now, and they basically forced it to the players. I know all the players are angry about this, and they just forced it through because they said, look, with the loss of salary, we got to make this up somehow, right? And the salary cap's going to go down even further if you don't let us do the 17th game. So they kind of forced it that way. Do you guys remember when the NFL used to care about player safety? Remember that? Remember when player safety was a big thing in the NFL? They used to care about that stuff. Now they're just like, yeah, whatever. We're getting rid of bye weeks in the playoffs. We're adding a 17th game. I mean, the NFL, as I've said many times in the past, worst run organization.
We're going to make it international in 2025. You know what I mean? We're going to make you go to. Come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think right now, like I think what Quincy said is the best thing, right? I think week 17, if they would have kept it still division, it would have mattered more. Having this random NFC, AFC on week 17. Again, I think their best way to implement this shit would have been week 1. Just make it week 1. Let's start with this international, whatever this thing is called, whatever hype name they want to put it, make it week 1, right? And after that, just roll the rest of the season. That would have been best scenario. Go ahead, Q.
And can you imagine a winning you get in game and it's a neutral site game? Not in this country. You know what I mean? Not strategically placed. Oh, we got a neutral site game between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. We're going to put it in Detroit or something like that. No. We're going to play this in Mexico or London. We're going to play, the London. Bills versus the Patriots. When do you get in? Well, not even the Bills versus the Patriots. The Bills versus the Chicago Bears randomly at the end of the season in London because you know what?
Since they just
at 9 in the morning, by the way, because you know what, dog, that's what I wanted out of we as a fan. Like this is so great for us, right? The fans, right? We get this extra game that had no thought or care about the structure of the schedule slapped on here just so they can, protect their losses when they didn't really lose that much.
Yeah, they just got some more money. They just got some money from advertising and all of that. Yeah, they got a gang of money now.
I like how they signed a new TV deal. They're like, hey, man, the cap might go down. Like, dog, do you see that TV deal?
Well, I guess in fairness to them, the TV deal doesn't kick in for a couple of years, so they can use that as an excuse. Hey, well, we don't get the money until 2023.
Man, we're not gonna get this $10 billion until 2023. So we're gonna be real tight on money till then, right? Payday ain't till 2023.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is the NFL for you guys, right? I will say that we got lucky that we really didn't have a big disturbance during the year with the C virus. But hey, this week 17 could have been done better. I don't want to rant. Let's move on. Guys, we're gonna have draft. So this is your again super chat. If when the pick is available, if you're, for example, Bengal fan, what is the first one? If you want to send your pick what you want, we're gonna read it here. Super chat is a good way to do it. Okay, we're gonna do a 2-round mock from here to when draft season comes. We're gonna be doing mock drafts, right? And reality is I'm probably gonna do it between PFF and the Draft Network the next time, so we can have different simulators at least going. Okay.
Yeah, I like using PFF because they hate running backs, so I can wait till the second round to get my running back, which is ideal. You do the Draft Network; they have all the running backs super highly rated, so they all go in the first round. I got to take Najee Harris in the first. Here, I can wait till like the third round to take a running back, and they'll give me an A+.
Yeah, so this is why I think just bouncing between the two. We're not gonna do trades right now. As we're getting closer, then we can introduce the trades things and all that. But for now, no trade. We're gonna just go pick for the teams. Okay. Let's start this thing. Let's just make it quick.
All right. Let's do a review of what just happened. So let's scroll up. So we got Trevor Lawrence going to the Jaguars, Zach Wilson going to the Jets, Penei Sewell going to the 49ers. That's not realistic, but we'll roll with it.
Kyle Pitts.
We got Kyle Pitts. So I got 2 out of my 3 targets off the board. So you guys know me. You guys know that I'm Team Penei, and then I like Kyle Pitts too. 2 of my guys are gone, so it leaves me with Jamar Chase. I gotta take Jamar Chase at that. Hold on. Let's take a look at the trade first. Let me see what's in the trade. The trade thing. 12 offers. That's a lot of offers. That's a lot of offers.
7?
Ooh, Detroit is saying that we can get 7. I think that's also a second round pick. Wait, do I have to give up 1 too? That's a lot. I'm not giving you my second round pick, bro.
Trade.
That's the entire trade. That's an insane trade.
That's a this is 3 years of trade.
This is a Mike Dickens trade. It's basically trading the whole draft.
Yeah, that's essentially
I'm
what
good
they're
on
doing.
this. This is a little strange.
You know what? I think how it is.
You're selecting which picks you want from them.
So let's say you're 7 and 41. And then you do it for 5th, and then you offer the trade, and they might flip you over. Saying, no, I don't get a
second. I can get a second or another second rounder to move up. Is that worth dropping 2 spots from where I'm at right now? I can have Chase right now. There's a good chance that Miami's going to take him, and then I'm sitting there still. This is a good because technically the Bengals, if you're looking at our needs, right, we need a tackle and a guard still. We still need an edge. Bro. We got to protect the trenches. I do not like Slater like that. But, man.
I'm going
to go ahead and take Jamar Chase. I'm going to take Jamar Chase because he's going to the Dolphins if I don't take him.
I would say this.
Isn't it that Burrow's like going hard to get Chase? Like you have
Burrow is going super hard right now to get Chase. So it's
going against the franchise.
I love my guy Slater. He is. I think the problem is I don't know if he's going to be a tackle. I think he's a hell of a prospect.
I think he's a tackle.
I think it is a little high, number 5 for him, but. I'm just saying I like to do
a trade down though. I get what you're saying, so I'm not gonna say that. I think I should have rephrased that. I don't like him at oh wow, that's just major what just happened. I don't like him at 5. If you were to make me move down maybe with Carolina or another team and I get a second and maybe a 4th, if you give me that plus your first round draft pick, then I might do it. I might consider that, and then I could take Slater in that form or fashion. He's not a bad player. I'm not gonna say that. But with the Bengals, we already have Jonah Williams who has small arms. Mm-hmm. Why would I get another guy in a division where I'm trying to block Myles Garrett and TJ Watt and all of these guys and just have a physical disadvantage of 2 short arm guys? Like I just can't see it happening.
Well, you could put him at guard.
Yeah, we could put him at guard. That's true.
That would be worth it at 5.
Yeah, but you don't take a guard at 5, right?
You don't take a guard at 5.
I mean, Quentin Nelson was one.
He's not Quentin Nelson. Let's just say that.
Okay, so let me just recap what has happened here, and then Tony, you're going to be in the clock. Justice Fields went number 6. Surtain to the Lions. Trey Lance went to the Panthers. Parsons went to Broncos, and then Devonta Smith.
Cowboys are just going to pass all day. That's just
Waddle went to the Giants.
Got a college
Horn. Yeah, Horn went to the Eagles. Slater went to. I love that pick for the Chargers, by the way. Paye, I think is how you pronounce his name, to Minnesota Vikings. Morey, I like him a lot. I think 15 is a little high for him, but safety to.
Real quick, can I jump in here?
Go ahead.
So if this were like the actual draft, right, at 15, I think this is where the Browns should have their eye on the draft, right? Because if you can move up from 26 to 16, or you have a packet of players that are available, and this is a dream scenario, right? I've been talking about this on my channel. If you get past pick 15, right, and Trevon Moehrig gets taken by the Patriots, you really need to inquire with one of these teams in this area about a trade up, because I do think there are a couple of players here that can help you. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is one of them. He would go 18 in this simulation. Jalen Phillips is probably the main guy here for the Browns. I think he probably fits really well there next to Myles Garrett. I like him a lot there. So if I were the Browns, I would see what you can do. To trade up into the top 10 would be ridiculous, but you have a lot of extra picks that you're not going to be able to really keep on this roster in this draft if you're Cleveland. Extra third and fourth and fifth round picks that you could throw in there and maybe give them a third in next year's draft, that you can move up that distance. And I think that would be a perfect opportunity to do so. Shout out to Mac Jones going 19 , by the way. That's a better.
There he is. First round.
The sequel.
First round.
But this is better.
First round.
Mac Jones at 19 at least is better. Let me just Savon Collins was 20. Darius went to 21.
Terrible place.
Early 22. And Barrymore, defensive D tackle to the Jets. Now, I would say this, Q. I don't like Phillips. I mean, if you guys pick up Phillips, as a Raven fan, for the review that I did for Phillips, I actually just came out of reviewing his tape, and I was not super high on him. I actually said that I would be pissed if he falls to 27 and the Ravens pick him up. Also, with concussion history that he had to retire for a year because of concussion history, plus what I saw on tape, I'm not a fan. Neither of the two, for either Rousseau. And I think Rousseau should move to the inside and just put some weight.
This is the beauty of this class, though. Like, it's so polarized when it comes to pass rusher that, like, literally he could fall to the second round and people will be like, it's a good pick. Or, like, he could get to 26 and I'd be like, the Browns need to sprint to the podium and draft him. Like, you know, it's one of those years where it's just extremely polarized, and I like him for different reasons. Probably you like him for. We're looking for different systems too. But I think he has good polish as a pass rusher. He has some work to do as a run defender. He likes to go backdoor a lot, and you know, I know everybody watched the one video that what's his name put out, Brett Coleman put out, and he does a good job breaking it down, and he kind of talks about it being a positive. I don't think it's really a positive. He goes backdoor way too much. He's not TJ Watt. He's not going to get away with that in the NFL. And he didn't get away with it against Duke sometimes. So it's not going to happen here. But yeah, he does have some polish he can put on his game as a run defender, but I think he's pretty developed as a pass rusher. And I think the Browns could use him really well. And I think, you know, you put a guy like that big and athletic next to Myles, Myles can teach him something. You can really develop him into the right, you know, fit.
Yeah, I mean, you
know, it's just that polarized this year. Like, some people are going to want Jason Owens. You know, I would stay away from him. You know, it's that kind of year for edge rusher.
Yeah,
Sonny, I was surprised to hear you say that you definitely were out on Phillips, because he's been the one guy. I mean, this is a weird edge class where there's a lot of different kinds of guys, and a lot of guys who are you're getting only on traits and not on production, because not a lot of these guys were super productive in college. And so, he's the one guy that I've and I haven't watched enough of him to have an opinion, but you know, of the people I respect in the draft community, he's been the one guy who people are high on. So
he reminded me a lot, and I said this yesterday, so I'm on record of everything on Phillips. I thought he reminded me a lot of Yetur Gross-Matos. That he doesn't play the same, but how he was hyped to be a first-round pick, and I thought he was not a first-round pick. Eventually, Yetur didn't make it as a first-round pick. I actually have Phillips in both. I have him higher than Rousseau.
He reminds me more of like a more actualized Derek Barnett. I think he's like Derek Barnett. He's more athletic though than Derek Barnett.
I'm not saying that he plays like him. I'm more saying that the hype that he had. Yetur, people are saying he was a back-end first-round pick. Essentially, that's where I see in some of the mocks having Phillips. I think Phillips should be a third-round pick and more of a developmental. And I think Rousseau, again, even more, should be late third, almost early fourth.
Yes, thank you.
Both of those guys should not, in my opinion, should not be a first.
It's crazy because I had a whole entire like Twitter argument after reviewing this class about how like average it was, and there were like no guys that you're gonna definitively say day one, you're going to get in there and get me like 7 to 8 sacks or 7 to 10 sacks. Like that doesn't exist in this class. I think it's
there's definitely no Chase Young. I mean, there's not even close.
Isn't Paye the
Paye?
people, the one
No,
that people?
I would not. I would
I
not
haven't
touch him
reviewed
with a
him.
10
I
foot
haven't
pole.
He
reviewed
played
him.
at Michigan. I love to make fun of Michigan. I did not know who that was. I was like, "Oh, he played for
Yeah.
Michigan." Like,
Taco Charlton
I don't know
2.0.
anything about him. I haven't reviewed him.
I
Taco
remember-
Charlton
No, I
2.0.
remember Taco Charlton now. That Taco Charlton was a little bit of a baller at Michigan.
No,
I had some
who-
respect
Yeah.
for Taco.
Who's the guy
I
that
thought
went
he
to
did
Green
well.
Bay? Who's the guy that went?
Rashawn Gary.
Yeah, that dude.
Rashawn Gary.
You remember
Yeah.
the hype for Gary?
They hyped a lot of those guys. It's almost like
You know, you're
the
right. I'm
USC
out.
receivers.
Anything Michigan, outside backer.
It's almost
No.
like the USC receivers. Like Juju broke the curse because you got to remember there was like a run of really bad USC receivers where it was like after the Mike Williams thing and everything, it would just went completely downhill. And it was like, nah, you just can't touch him because he went to USC. It's like Ohio State quarterback. Nah, he's not going to
Or Bama
I
quarterback.
would say though, with USC wide receivers, the problem isn't that they're not good NFL players. The problem more or less is that they're overhyped. So they're just disappointing and underwhelming.
That's
like
true.
Nelson Aguilar is a good
He-
NFL wide
yeah,
receiver.
that's true.
He's
That's
just
true.
like not what you thought. Or like the big guys like Marquise Lee and Robert Woods. Those are NFL vets that have been in the league like 8-9 years. But like coming out of USC, those guys are like, oh my goodness, those are the two best wide receivers we've ever seen in college football prospects. And then, they turned out to be just like good. And that's the thing with USC wide receivers. They'll be good, but they'll never be as good as like they're hyped up to be. Ohio State quarterbacks, there's just literally never been a good Ohio State quarterback. That's not
Burrow. Does that count?
No, he don't count because they decided to go with Dwayne Haskins over him, right? Like it's
Pittsburgh's own, the Steelers'
That's
own.
not
Dwayne
anything I'm
Haskins.
holding against Justin Fields. Like I don't like Justin Fields because of what I saw on the field. I don't care that he went to Ohio State. It's just on top of that. That's what some fans are going to be thinking. But Justin Fields' problems and his benefits go beyond, where he went to school.
The real question is, does Tony take a quarterback here? Tony,
running back.
I love
I
that PFF has the Steelers' top need as quarterback, and they don't have running back as a need whatsoever.
Right.
Which means that PFF would have you believe that Benny Snell is a better option at running back than Ben Roethlisberger is at quarterback, which I've heard all of the Ben Roethlisberger hate and a lot of it on this show, but that is the most hate I've heard for Ben Roethlisberger yet. The idea that Benny Snell is a starting running back and Ben Roethlisberger is not, I'm offended, PFF. How dare you?
Maybe PFF saying first round need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're not.
That is true.
Well, unfortunately, all the quarterbacks are off the board here, so I don't have to worry about that. I am going to try and keep this. I'm going to keep this somewhat realistic. So the Steelers have this trend going back, I think, all the way to like when they drafted Ziggy Hood many years ago. That when the player they draft in the first round is always someone who either Mike Tomlin or Kevin Colbert went to their pro day. So you can basically track which pro days Mike Tomlin and Kevin Colbert go to, and you can narrow down who they're looking at for that first round pick. So I'm going to try and keep it there. So those are going to be Alabama, Clemson, Penn State, Ohio State. I'm going to forget one. Oh, and Michigan.
You go with the running back.
And Georgia as well. I'm not going to go running back here because, again, PFF hates running back, so I don't have to go running back.
Are you going
here.
with Alex Leatherwood, center?
No, I don't think. I mean, offensive line. I don't know that the Steelers are going to go offensive line here. I think they might go linebacker. Honestly, I think where they might go here, if the board falls this way, I could see them going a couple ways. The Georgia corners, and there's like 3 of them, but the 2 that are thought of highly is Eric Stokes and Tyson Campbell. You have Browning, the linebacker from Ohio State. Is he off the board already? Or is she still on the board?
I don't see Browning here. Hold on, because I don't see him.
Okay, maybe they just don't have him rated that highly.
Yeah, they might have had. Oh, there he is. Yeah,
he's way down the board. Okay, well, PFF hasn't rated that low. We're definitely not taking him in the first round. Let's go to corner. Let's see what corners are of those guys. I'm sure they're all still available.
Corners, not all, but
everybody but J.C. Warren's gone. It's
Asante Samuel. They have Samuel as a 31st ranked player. So if I'm going value here, I turn on Asante Samuel's tape for like 30 seconds, guys. I watched him for 30 seconds. He is a no-nonsense type of corner, the kind of corner that puts his nose into the running game, takes no crap from wide receivers. Turned the tape off immediately, and I said, okay, I know exactly why the Steelers want this guy, because that's the type of, they don't really care about coverage skills. That's why, a guy like Justin Lane isn't working out there. But they love guys. Yeah. They may not get great coverage, guys, but yeah, usually they like corners that are no-nonsense in that way.
They draft great special teamers, is what you're saying.
But I'm gonna go. I will go Asante Samuel here because the nice thing about him is he can do outside and I think he can play inside as well. The Steelers need a corner. You know, they got rid of Steven Nelson, although they feel like Cam Sutton can play outside. So that's where we'll go here.
Okay. Browns are on the clock. Says your biggest need is the defensive interior, edge rusher, or linebacker.
Yeah, well, there's no fucking edge rusher. I don't really want to take in the first round.
Oh, you don't like the Penn State dude?
Did he have like one sack?
Yeah, there's not a lot of production for none of these guys.
I don't think he wears like 28. Like if he wants to come out here and play tight end, I think Kevin Stefanski can do something with that. Let's see, Terrence Marshall, Rondale Moore,
Nick Bolton.
This is awful. All right, what they got in the trade? Who want to trade with me? I'm not drafting Rousseau.
Well, Atlanta, you have to go all the way to the second round.
Let me see if I can get.
You were looking at running, or you were looking at linebacker here too, right? Linebacker is a big need for Cleveland, or no?
I mean, like it's kind of a deal. They got a lot of young linebackers on the roster already. Like they already got Mac Wilson, they already got Jacob Phillips, they already got Sione Takitaki. And look, I ain't about to go out of my way to draft no damn Nick Bolton.
Nick Bolton
is good.
He's athletic, super athletic.
Well, here's the thing with linebacker though. You have to keep in mind, like this franchise is not the organization does not really value that position. Like they let Joe Schobert walk. They don't really like signing guys for long-term money at that position. So if you're drafting a linebacker in the first round, he better be really good because he's somebody that you're pretty much saying, hey, look, we're not even going to try to extend him.
All right.
So that's the big issue.
Hot take though. I'd rather take Nick Bolton over Micah Parsons. I was not impressed with Micah Parsons film at all whatsoever.
I haven't looked any linebacker because
I was watching Kenneth Gainwell's tape. It was a bowl game. I think it was a Cotton Bowl 2 years ago against Penn State. And let me tell you something. I didn't come away that impressed with Kenneth Gainwell. Micah Parsons in that game was an absolute monster. And he's like, isn't he like 6'4"? I haven't watched him, so I don't know his size or anything.
He runs a 4'4".
He's a giant, and he
looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. Sorry, I was not impressed.
I disagree. I think I like him. I like him a lot.
Q, you want second and a third for Atlanta. Somebody in the chat said corner.
Let me see who's at corner available.
No, we just snaked him. We got our guy Asante Samuel.
Greg Newsome is the highest.
Yeah, Greg Newsome's good.
Let me see all the corners. Is
Adebo still available? The guy from this guy didn't Adebo run like a 4.3? There's no way he's going to still be available.
Guy, man. I think Tony took the.
Those are the top four.
Nah, because Asante Samuel wouldn't be our guy there. Like the Browns run zone heavy. We need somebody who can cover, like not hit. Like they drafted Greedy Williams. Like it's the antithesis to
yeah, that's true.
Let me see the safeties. Let me see what's up with the safeties because they'll just take a DB here too.
Safeties. There you go.
Oh God, it's worse. All right.
We have Elijah Molden as a safety.
You want to go with the corner here?
Let's go ahead and get a 5'7".
Hey, can I throw out a hot take?
Shouldn't
they take a running back so they don't have to re-sign Nick Chubb for big money?
What with Najee Davis? Najee Harris? You want me to take Najee Harris?
They said they want you to take Bateman. They said Bateman, get the 5'7" receiver in the first round.
No, Bateman's that's Rondale Moore. That's Rondale Moore.
Oh, Rondale Moore, sorry.
But Elijah Moore is pretty short too. If you're looking for like a 5'9" slot wide receiver, that's Elijah Moore.
Because the Browns roster does not have enough of short wide receivers, right? Like we have like the two best short wide receivers in the NFL. Well, not the two best, but two of the better short wide. We have a lack of size. Let's go to trade.
Short quarterback throwing to a short wide receiver. It makes sense. It's eye level.
You can get maybe a second and a third.
No. Click off that third. We're going to try to see if we can finesse the Falcons because they're the Falcons. Let's go to 2022. Let's get a second round there. No, not first. We ain't going to try to finesse them like that. And then let's go down to 2023.
Oh,
I want a fourth. Yeah. Let's see if they take it.
You're moving down.
Yeah, they're taking that.
No,
they're not taking that.
No, they didn't take it. They didn't take it.
All right. Let's stop fucking around. Oh, sorry. Let's stop playing around.
It's okay.
Goodbye, monetization. Head over to Manscaped.com. Promo code AFC North Talk.
Wait. We'll package this. Okay, so I want 35 in the second rounder next year, but I'll give you what was one of New Orleans. That's third. I ain't going with that. Let's give him Chicago's pick right there. The Philly pick. My bad.
I was gonna say that. Okay.
Yeah. Let's offer that. Come on, take that. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Wait. Okay, I got the 2 second round picks. Okay.
Yeah,
we good. I feel like that's a good trade.
They took a tackle.
We don't need no tackle. We did that last year.
Okay. He's feeling so good about beating the Steelers in the playoffs that we don't even need a first round pick anymore. We don't even need.
Somebody's gonna be like, nah, we don't need these receivers.
No, F that. I'll turn you this one. If you want to know my opinion on Bateman, you can check my channel. I have a video on Bateman. I love Rashad Bateman. Love the dude. Wait, no, I'll take it.
You're Sammy Watkins replacement?
I was about to say.
I'm not gonna.
All right. See, look, this wasn't even that bad of a trade back. I just picked up a second extra. Yeah. See, look, Greg Newsome. Now we taking him. Ooh, Andrew Berry, Big Daddy, did it again. Let's go draft Greg Newsome right here. Greg Newsome.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
Yep. Let's go. Man.
No surprise. Let's look at the linemen. Let's filter on linemen. Yeah, let's just go to the tackles.
Tackles or guards?
Yeah. Ooh. Let me get Alex Leatherwood. All right, come on down. I'm taking that chance. Yep.
Yeah, it's another guy. Guard. Could be a guard. Could be a tackle.
Didn't he play center?
No, he played tackle.
No, he played tackle. They think that he's going to be a guard. 5-star guy out of high school. He was actually ranked higher than Panay. He was like in the same class as Panay.
All right, Sonny, can I see running backs and interior offensive linemen?
RBs, where are the RBs? There we are. And can I put also IOL? Yeah, I can do 2.
There you go.
Okay,
so Creed Humphrey's still available. I'm assuming Landon Dickerson's still available. Is he or no?
This is rough.
He went off the board. All right. The Steelers are going to need a center at some point.
You're not gonna go running back?
Hold on a second. I'm building up to it. I think. Look, the Steelers are going to have to do interior offensive lineman because they can't start B.J. Finney, but they also can't start Kalen Ballage and Javonte Williams. Even though Tomlin and Colbert didn't go to the pro day, they're idiots. This is the best running back in the draft, better than Najee Harris, better than Travis Etienne. I love Javonte Williams. I will sprint to the podium here to take Javonte Williams as my second pick.
Okay.
To be fair to Tony, he really loved what's his name that went to the Rams last year and actually turned out to be a really good pick.
Cam Akers. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, listen, broken clock is right twice, Quincy.
Look, Ravens here on the clock. We already picked the wide receiver.
I think I.
It all depends. It all depends right now what happened with Orlando Brown Jr. But obviously, we traded Orlando Brown Jr. You assume there's an extra pick here somewhere, right? So I'm gonna go with the vision that Orlando Brown is here still. And the guy that I'm gonna pick here is actually a guy that Tony was alluding to. Is Creed Humphrey and getting that center position dialed in, making sure we get no pressure for that interior line, and then
super athletic guy too. I think he ran in like the 4.6s or something. Is that right? Creed Humphrey did. I'm pretty sure.
I have not watched any pro day because I think they're overhyped, so I try to stay away from them to not blur my vision. But you might be right.
He ran a 4. He's the next Lane Johnson. Shout out to Oklahoma.
There you go.
All right, let's see what the big board has here because now we're just in best player available territory.
You got safety, Jamar Johnson. You like the JJ.
Nah, we're not.
Yeah, you can't put Jamar Johnson and Josh Johnson in the same, or John Johnson. Did I call him Josh Johnson?
Yeah, you did.
See, it ain't comment section or chat. I'm telling y'all, say it out loud. It's tough. Jabril Cox still there. Okay. Let me see the wide receivers that are available. I want to see if we got any fast guys here. Who are these guys?
Key Johnson. I know Diami Brown is the one that everyone's hyping up recently.
Yeah.
Tylan Wallace.
St. Brown is pretty solid.
Yeah, he's solid. Not Seth. The other kid from Auburn is super fast. Anthony Schwartz, and he run like a 4.2. But he's going to go.
I can get that in the third. I got like 2 third-round picks.
Yeah.
All right, let me go see the board again. Let's scroll down that.
You want tight ends?
No.
Ooh,
I want
like
another
that.
tight end.
Can't have enough.
The Browns are paying $6 million for their third string tight end. We're good, bro. Like we're tapped out on tight end. That's all the tight ends that are making the roster are a 4th-round pick of the $6 million for David Njoku and then $10 million for Austin Hooper. We're tapped, bro. Like
Quincy, you might get some value at edge now. You never know there.
Let's see edge. Let's see. Is Jason Owens still there? Not getting sacks? Okay, we got a dude from
Rashad
Pittsburgh.
Weaver.
Yeah, this is not good. 2 guys from Tulane. I'm not doing that. Let's see. Dave. Oh, that sounds like a Raven right there. That's my Matabuke. Like,
hey, Matabuke was falling with us.
I promise you, this dude, Dale Odebayo, that man is a Raven waiting to happen. Let's see interior defensive line too. Let me. Bro, he's gonna ball too. Like that's the thing that makes me mad. Like they draft these dudes and then they ball in Baltimore.
Matabuke was playing good for us. I'm not gonna lie.
If only they could have the same magic for wide receivers. Man.
That is true. All
right, man. So look, chat's gonna roast me. Let me see how big Marvin Wilson is. Is he a big old boy? 6'5", 305. How productive was he?
2020, 1 sack.
I mean, like you don't got to get a lot of sacks.
6 carries.
Well, he did play for Florida State, so it's not like he was playing around.
It's not like Damn, how far has Florida State fallen?
Like, hey, I know, right? Might as well play for like Wake Forest.
You want UCLA? You have a UCLA guy here?
Nah, man, I've never seen a dude come out of UCLA.
Wait, if you were looking for a big guy, I think Milton Williams. Isn't Milton Williams the guy who's like 330? I think Milton Williams is the big dude. If you look,
the guy that was on the Packers.
No,
I'm wrong. Different guy.
What are you talking about? 278.
That's like.
Yeah, that's a bit outside.
279. That's like
Gino. That's Gino Atkins, Aaron Donald territory. That's one of them young boys, small boys.
Yeah, we got rid of Larry Ogunjobi precisely for that reason.
Yeah.
Marvin Wilson.
Yeah, safety here. Linebacker.
Or you could go with the one, the wide receiver everybody's talking about now is Dimey Brown.
Let me see his. Let me pull up his papers.
Who? Cox?
No. Not Cox. Dimey Brown.
Oh,
I don't want Jabril Cox.
This is production.
Yeah, super productive in the last 2 years.
Any word on his 40 time?
He just ran it today, and I don't remember what it was. I can check Twitter. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. I'm not logged in, as you can see.
This looks like every wide receiver the Browns have on a roster right now. That's part of the problem.
6'1".
Someone in chat can probably tell us. Someone in chat will probably know.
Yeah, let me check.
They haven't said. Duami Brown. For some reason I read it. I think Kwame Brown, but that's Duami Brown.
No, that's Hollywood Brown. Kwame Brown.
He ran a 4.44.
It's not fast enough. I mean, it's fast.
It's pretty good.
Very
Although at a pro day, you always got to add some time because they're fake times.
Well, are they electric? Are they electronic?
No, it's hand time.
No,
it's hand time.
Oh, goodness.
So it's a 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically a 4.5. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move off that. I mean, we just have enough guys who are like, unless you run a 4.3 and you're that small. We literally have JoJo Natson who's 5'8" and like you talk about your boy from Alabama being small. You ever seen JoJo Natson in pads? That boy is tiny. He's like 5'6", 120, soaking wet. He's a kick returner for the Browns. He got injured last year, so it's great. Odell is about that profile. Jarvis is that exact same profile. Rashard Higgins is 6'1", not very fast though. And then you got Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's like 6'3". But that's it. And Kadero Hodge, who he's not really somebody you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna.
You want to go double down on corners?
I like how this PFF has these positions. I've seen Elijah Molden mostly as a nickel. They have him as a safety. Then I've seen Ardarius Washington from TCU listed as a corner most places, although here they have him as a safety. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, let me go get my big guy. Let me go get the big dude from Florida State. What's his name? Let me
Marvin
see if I can.
Wilson.
Marvin
Wilson.
Wilson. He could be decent. Let's go. Second round. Was that second round though?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that
got
was
the
second
other
round.
second. I can waste one. I got the other second round pick though.
Here's
Damn.
some of the results. You get Jamar Chase a B. I'm surprised that is that low.
Wow.
Santi Samuel C plus. Look at the Ravens with that A. And then the trade. Look at you,
Come
Clear.
on. That's a low grade for that one. That is a finesse right there. I picked up an extra second round pick to pick the same dude I would have picked there. Are you
And
kidding me? They gave that nigga C.
They gave you a C. They hated it.
They hated it.
Tony was about to click off chat because I got that.
B plus there
They
for
always
Mr.
get the
Ace
worst.
Boogie.
They always give the worst teams the good grades though. So that's how
I'm
you know
surprised I
they're
got a C
doing
plus for Javonte Williams. I thought they were going to go straight F there. I mean, hey,
Tony, you got 2 C pluses.
well, because I didn't address quarterback because PFF's like, oh my god, you're going to go into a whole season with Ben Roethlisberger. This is ridiculous. It's like they listen to this show and you know all they think is Ben Roethlisberger is overweight quarterback who can't play.
Listening to the best AFC North show. B plus there for Cree Humphrey, and then you get 59. B plus.
Wait. We can go back down. Excuse me.
No.
How did the Ravens get an A plus?
They got
They
A
got
minus. A minus.
Wait. They got 2 A minuses.
No, we got A
No,
minus
they
and a
didn't.
B plus. I think B plus.
How does that average out to the highest
I don't
possible
know.
grade?
That
Sounds like it
average
should
to A.
average out to what I have.
They got our
Little
grade.
bit.
They got the Browns grade. The Browns are supposed to have an A minus because they traded back, got an extra second round pick, and picked up Greg Newsom. They finesse. But no. Okay, I get it. And then we addressed the need of defensive lineman who they had top of their board earlier than he was a 54 play on the board. I drafted him 59, but they're like, oh, that's a terrible pick, Quincy. I don't get it.
Oh man! So guys, if you want to keep hearing salty from all of us as we keep going to the draft, always come here every Tuesday 5:45. But here's the overall grades. Tony C plus. He doesn't care because he wanted that running back. He says he is gonna be the next big running back in the NFL. Cleveland with a B. Cincinnati. I would say I like Ace's picks here a lot. With both Leatherwood and Chase. The Chase pick, I would have traded back to be honest, but I get it. Leatherwood is a good for the guard position in my opinion. And I will say this: I was happy with both of my picks.
Ace, I hope for your sake that the Bengals don't trade back because I already know that you're not trying. That's just
you're in the top 5. You got to take one of those players because they're going to be very good.
But let's be honest: if we're talking, this ain't happening. Panay is not going through.
That's not
a quarterback.
Like
Panay might go
those
to
3
4.
guys in a row. We're gonna have 2 of those guys.
You're gonna get one of these.
Of them
next time we do this, we got to make the quarterback want slider just like it's OP. Like we got to drag it all the way over because the only way they're going to force
getting taken in the first round. That's what we need because that's more realistic than the 49ers passing on a quarterback.
It might happen. It might happen because we're talking about Mac Jones at 3. Like anything is on the table when we're talking about. Who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Has anybody watching Alabama been like, yo, we got to be careful. We don't want to give Mac Jones the ball. But that's the first dude from Alabama off the board, apparently. Like, yo.
Look, for me,
I don't get it.
So let's go here real quick. And with this, we're going to just finish up. But Ace, if this is how the board falls, are you happy with Chase and Leatherwood?
Oh yeah, I'm great with that. Especially, I think Leatherwood, in my opinion, I think he's a bottom of the first round, early second round guy. I think he's got a ton of potential. I mentioned earlier he was a guy that was a 5-star recruit coming out. The only thing you have to worry about with all Alabama players is how healthy are they. But I'd love to put him in there at the guard position because right now the Bengals have Riley Reif. They have Jonah Williams as their 2 tackles. I would hate to pick Panay and have to play him at guard. It would be ridiculous. Like I'm not like the Bengals, but the Bengals are apparently sold on Jonah Williams being a left tackle. If it were me, if I were to get Panay, I'm sliding Jonah Williams to guard.
I agree.
Him at right tackle, either or. But that doesn't seem to be what they want to do. So with Leatherwood, I don't have that issue with him playing guard. I'm cool with him being there. I would feel like it would be a waste to have Panay playing guard. So I'm cool with it. You get Chase. He reunites with Burrow. I can't remember another time where you had a guy that is a Heisman winning quarterback, and then his receiver that finishes in that top 10 of the Heisman race as well, being able to be on the same team in the pros is kind of insane. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it before. I've never seen it.
The Steelers tried to do that with the Portsman pick of what was it? The Washington and
Mason Rudolph.
And Mason Rudolph.
That worked out great.
Listen, that's working out. First of all, Washington was comeback player of the year 2 years ago. We all remember that. And Mason Rudolph nearly eliminated from the Browns from the playoffs. So, listen, jury's still out.
Nearly.
Quite. If it were a game of horseshoes, listen, he would have done quite well for himself.
By the way, James Washington, one comeback player of the year 2 years ago, might be eligible for that award next year. This might be.
Okay, so for Bengals fans, what grade will you give your draft pick between Chase and Leatherwood? Now, as they're giving those grades, Q, what do you think about your picks?
By the way, I see Stiller Nation in the chat. He said something very stupid. I'm never going to pass the opportunity to dunk on the Stiller fan. Last time Cleveland won a playoff game, Adam and Eve were still a thing. Didn't know Adam and Eve were kicking it. What? Last January?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's about 3 months ago. I know you wiped it from your memory because it was a capital A ass beating, booted butt cheeks spraying all over your field. You know what I mean? More of a disaster at Heinz Field, than I've ever seen in my life. But yeah. Adam and Eve were on the earth the last time the Browns were. Okay, I guess there's been a revelation apparently recently. But as far as what Browns fans should feel about this draft?
Yeah. What do you ask you? How will you feel this
This is the Andrew Berry special. This is exactly what he did last year. He traded back. Well, he didn't have a first round pick last year. And he got his guy in the second round with Grant Delpit. You go back and you get the right pick. And we traded back with Atlanta. We got Greg Newsome. You got the best corner available. Somehow erroneously graded a C. And then you go back and you draft, best available for the needs that you have in Marvin Wilson. You get another big body inside, strengthen that defensive line, get more rotation in there. Again, one of the reasons I like Jalen Phillips a lot too is also he can go inside, outside. He has the size and strength to be able to do that. Again, in this scenario, I would probably try to trade up to see if I can get into that, 15, 16 area to take either him or Koromaya realistically. But, also, I just realized this. If Mac Jones really gets taken number 3 overall, do you realize Tua went 5th? Like, we spent 4 or 5 years hyping up Tua. Oh, my God. He's the best Alabama quarterback prospect. Just to draft Mac Jones top 3.
Yeah. Well, Alabama's a quarterback factory now.
It wasn't a quarterback factory with Jalen Hurts and Blake.
Nope.
What was the boy name? Blake. He wore number 6. Blake Sims. Remember Blake Sims?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Remember Jake Coker? Remember AJ McCarron? Remember Greg McElroy?
Yes, I do.
Y'all remember Greg McElroy? He can sling it. Oh man, we're just drafting him now. I guess this is hilarious. You know what? Extend Baker right now because I don't ever want to see the Browns in a position where they're like, "Yo, let's take Mac Jones top 3. Let's do it." I don't want that anymore.
Let me give you a future first round pick and a future second round pick because let's Mac Jones.
Mortgage the future for Mac Jones.
Listen, PFF. The only reason, if I got a C+ in this draft, I would have got an A+ if I would have traded 9 first-round picks to move up to number 3 to take Mac Jones in this draft. PFF would be like, "This is the greatest trade of all time." So, it's quarterback season. This season is so silly when it comes to quarterbacks. But
we'll
that's
see
how
Christian
PFF
Ponder again. Okay, so let me go to the super chat real quick.
Christian Ponder played for 3 years.
I don't know how
Mac Jones been on the bench because he played at Penn State.
Jason White would probably go in the first round of this draft.
Wait, let me see how many career sacks that man has.
So here says, Q, this is for you. Q, the Browns are looking. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Rex Fortune. Q, the Browns are looking at wide receiver Nico Collins, 6'4", 222, 40-yard was a 4.42. Expected a third-round pick on him. Q, do you give yourself a grade for this draft? I forgot.
A-. You gave yourself an A-.
I gave myself an A+. Hold on, no. A+. I maneuvered quite well.
A++. Okay, Tony, here.
My man, oh my gosh, hold on, wait. Jason Owa, he had what seven career sacks.
As I'm saying, there's not a lot of productivity from this edge class.
Great pass rushing
There's
class.
not a lot of
Great pass rushing class,
productivity.
guys.
Then there's a guy who has had 7 sacks in 3 years.
Yeah.
He had 2 in a season where he took 4 snaps in 2018. He had 2 sacks. He took what is going on, bro? This draft is weird.
Yeah, I'm not big on the edge class this year. Anyway, Tony, what is your grade and how this draft fell and your picks?
Yeah, it'd be interesting if the draft really did fall this way, where no running backs were taken by the time the Steelers got on the board in the first round. Would they really pass on all 3? I've been looking at the pro days the Steelers have attended, that Mike Tomlin and Kevin Colbert. I think they probably are leaning more towards taking a defensive player, something like a linebacker or a corner. I was hoping that a guy like Zaven Collins from Tulsa would fall to the Steelers. I think he could be an interesting prospect to put next to Devin Bush, and he can also play a little edge. He's like a chess piece, a little like a baby Isaiah Simmons from last year, if you remember him from Clemson.
Or Tyus Bowser.
Juju sent Vontaze to the hospital. What did Von Bell do him? He sent him to heaven.
But as far as the 2 guys I took, look, I think probably Asante Samuel's better as a second-round pick, but I took him at 24 because he was so highly rated. PFF had him 32 on their board. I think he's more likely a second-round prospect. But Javonte Williams, again, if the Steelers can wait till the second round to get a running back, that's not to me. The sweet spot to me is the third round. But I know the Steelers desperately need a running back, and so they're going to reach in this draft. Second round wouldn't be terrible. I like Javonte Williams the best out of any of the running backs, so I'll give myself here like a B. Because again, I don't think Asante Samuel's a first-round pick, but I took him there because that's where PFF had him graded. But he is a feisty player. He can play outside. He can play nickel. It's what the Steelers need at corner, and they definitely need a running back.
The funny thing is the Steelers always get like these C draft classes every year. I know you guys see it too because I always look at the AFC North ones, and then those guys always end up outplaying whatever their draft grades were. There's always a guy that's like really good from that class that they end up getting.
The 2017 draft, you look at that draft now, it's TJ Watt, Juju Smith-Schuster, Cam Sutton, and I mean, James Conner was a part of that class. He'll be off the team now. Right? But that's 4 starters from the same class. And then last year's class is going to be the same thing, right? Chase Claypool, Kevin Dotson, Alex Highsmith. All 3 of those guys are projected to start this year. So, yeah, the Steelers have had some good draft classes, especially recently.
Not good enough.
Okay.
Not good enough.
So for me, the Ravens. Do I hear myself an echo?
Someone in the comments just said Cam Sutton is trash.
Yeah.
Cam Sutton is trash? He is not trash.
He's okay. Okay.
I was watching one of Tony's videos, and he was like, look, you got to understand, Joe Hayden's probably one of the best free agent corners we've ever signed. I was like, they just must not sign a lot of corners. Like, that just must be what it is.
Guys, the craziest thing is Steven Nelson, who they just cut, was the 3rd best corner they've had in the last 20 years. Okay?
That's
and
wild.
they cut him. I mean, it's crazy.
So real quick here, again, great. If you're still a fan, just great your great Tony's pick. For me, look, I love Bateman. I think Bateman is the type of receiver that I would like. I watched his film and I'm high on him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very high on him. And then Creed Humphrey is a great center.
That was a good pick.
I don't know. Like right now, the Ravens need a center. I think so. They might like the people that they have right now in there. But if Creed Humphrey's there, the 2nd round pick, as soon as whoever was the pick before me send the pick and it wasn't Creed Humphrey, that pick should be submitted because Creed Humphrey is a good player and this good help for Lamar, protecting the middle on the O-line. And you should be good at center for a while. And now you're wide receiver. A guy that, again, I like Bateman, and you don't have to rush him. You can put him behind Sammy Watkins, right? And Sammy Watkins is going about to get injured at some point, and he can be the starter.
The Ravens and developmental wide receivers. Y'all have funny.
Hey, I'm just glad Sonny took a wide receiver. I was getting scared for a second. I thought he was going to be like, nah, we're not taking one.
We're going to be happy for them finally taking a wide receiver until we hear Raven fans get their hands on, we got Rashard Bateman. All of a sudden, Rashard Bateman's going to be like the next Megatron in their eyes. Like they love overhype. They're gonna convince themselves, by the way, by the end of this offseason, they got one of the best wide receiving cores in the AFC. I promise you they will.
Look, well, you know I didn't rank ours that high, but most fans, when they come out of the draft, they love their draft. It's very rare that a fan base are like hating their draft picks, right? Let's be honest.
They're gonna catch themselves saying this stupid sentence. Look, if Sammy Watkins can stay healthy, we got something. Well, that's just
the interesting thing though, like, you know, taking a wide receiver that early for them, and Sonny, you hit on this earlier, right? If the Ravens really do believe in Duvernay, you know, I don't know if are they going to run a ton of 4 wide receiver sets this year, because if you take a Rashad Bateman, he is a project for next year. They signed Sammy Watkins to a deal. Let's not forget that is basically fully guaranteed for this season.
Know
so
he's not. We know he's
but,
not playing that many games. We know Sammy Watkins about
There's
week
only
2.
5, Tony.
He's gonna have a soft tissue injury.
Well, okay,
linger for about 5 weeks.
You're taking the Sammy Watkins insurance. Yeah, I mean that is what they're doing. Absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and with Bateman, that's what Sammy becomes, an insurance, and also you don't have to rush Bateman day 1 to be a starter. I think Bateman is a really good player. I
think
mean,
we
I
should
don't know.
do a water bet on over under Sammy Watkins plays 9 games.
He'll play 9.
Ooh.
Will he play all 4 quarters?
Will he finish 9 games? I'm not sure he finished.
That's the question, right? He'll start 9 games. He will start 9 games. He will miss a couple of quarters here and there.
Let's put it at 10 then. Let's put it at 10. Over or under 10 games Sammy Watkins plays this season.
Let me see.
He played 9 last year, right?
Yeah, let me see what he's
played. No research. Don't be getting your Google on and all of that.
I'm getting my Google on.
I'm pretty sure he played 9 last year.
He played what, 9, 9, 13, 14, 8, 13, 16.
No, I'll take under, way under.
Yeah, under 10.
Yeah, I'm going under 10.
I think if Sammy Watkins plays 12 games, the Ravens are happy.
I'm going to go with the over, and here's why.
Woo.
Is he going to – let's not forget, like, well, how much opportunity is he going to have to get hurt in this offense,
He's
right?
He's going to have to block. He's going to get hurt blocking.
Yeah, he'll put his arms out, and then he'll just get out the way. He can block without getting – I have not seen a ton of wide receivers get hurt blocking. Okay, they usually get hurt trying to go for the ball. He ain't gonna be going for that many balls in that offense. So you know what? He's gonna have a longer than gonna play 14 games. I'm gonna say it, career high for him. So 14 starts, probably about like 12 quarters, but not 12 quarters, but 12 quarters worth of games. But 14 starts for Sammy Watkins this year.
I don't know. I think he's about 12.
700 yards.
Okay. So Sonny's taking the over 10 games. Quincy's taking the over. I think me as well as Tony, I think we're taking the under. I think
Tony's shorting the under. Like he is super taking.
Yeah. I'm all in on the under. Yes.
His game's stonking the under.
Oh man. Okay. Guys, don't forget today was our last day of Manscaped, so go check Manscaped up with that promo code AFC North Talk. Also, like I said, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Go hit that bell, so when we come live, you can come in. 232 people are currently watching. Make sure you hit that like as you go out. That helps us rank this video. Also, if you're watching the replay, comment. Also helps us a lot. We appreciate all the support. Q, where they can find you, man?
Find me on youtube.com/Quincy Carrier. You can also find me. I'm going to call Pro Football Focus and ask them why I didn't get an excellent grade for that Greg Newsome trade that I did there. I felt like that was pretty smooth maneuvering. They gave me a C+, I guess. You know what I mean?
Ace.
You guys can find me over at the channel New Stripe City on YouTube talking about the Bengals. We got a big civil war coming up tomorrow. It's going to be Team Chase versus Team Sewell. We got a lot of special people coming. I just had Willie Anderson text me and said that he's riding with Team Sewell tomorrow. So please be sure to check that out. It will be me and Zim with our respective people. We got a lot of special people coming on. I think James Rapine, I believe, is going to be on Team Chase. We got Willie Anderson. We got a lot of people. Blake Jewell. So definitely be sure to check it out. It should be a fun episode.
Oh, that sounds fun.
You guys can find me. You guys can find me on Twitter at Steeler Country, and you can find my YouTube channel, Steeler Country with Tony Serino. Check that out. We'll have some draft content and whatnot.
D-Town, what's up?
Detroit versus everybody. This is random. What is happening in the
I'm
chat?
loving it. We got some NFC North people in here. I just didn't appreciate the lavender comment. We are not lavender and pink or something like that. I think he said black and blue.
I think he was trying to make a point that, like, oh
lavender.
yeah, you guys signed Andy Dalton and said QB1 in your division. Like, your division's not better than the AFC North. It's not even close. Like, you could talk all the smack you want about Ben Roethlisberger, and it's funny too, but he's not in his worst day. He's not Andy Dalton. Like, he's much better than Andy Dalton.
Sonny, you're muted.
Look at this. The past 3 years.
Y'all got to scratch.
Chicago, the past 3 years, has tweeted this. 3 years ago, QB1, our guy, Trubisky.
Nice.
Last year, QB1, Nick Foles.
They traded for that contract, by the way.
Hold on. I'm seeing the future. Next year, they're going to tweet out QB1, and it's going to be a picture of Matt Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. It's going to be
Not Sam Darnold. Jameis Winston, second run, baby. He's going to earn it. Let's go, Jameis. Jabu wins. Let's go, Jameis Winston to the. Come on, it'll be a great, like, isn't Jameis Winston the perfect sequel to what Jay Cutler? Like, aren't they the same exact player? 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions.
To be honest, to be fair, I thought you guys were gonna go with Fitzpatrick. I thought you were gonna.
That would be good. That would be smart. No. They go with the worst possible choice. Remember last year when it was like, oh, Teddy Bridgewater, a nice little sensible 1 year contract you can get with Teddy Bridgewater, or trade for Nick Foles' contract, and they traded for Nick Foles' contract. Like, this is just what they do in Chicago, you know. And if it weren't for Houston being Houston, you know, they would get more dunked on for as goofy as they are. But, you know, and then you got the Lions in there trying out what, Jared Goff? Yeah, that's a tough division. Oh my goodness, it's so tough. And you got with the Vikings with Kirk Cousins. Are we really having this conversation about which division is better? Y'all got Kirk Cousins.
He played that division this year.
And Jared Goff, the all-time. I don't want the quarterback I draft to develop into this guy's squad, is at the helm over there in the NFC North. Shout out to y'all, man.
Anyway, guys, you can find me, SCG Sports, everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, IG, Facebook, wherever you have your social media. And by the way, we appreciate you, Lions fans, coming here and joining the live. And you know, it's just your division. It's not the best North division. I'm just going to leave it like that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit that like, and hit that bell. We'll see you next Tuesday. Shout out to all of you. Take care.